Like, unless it was like him versus Orton or him versus Cena as his final match, like, I'd like to see him lose to a Theory, maybe. Like, just something like that you could just sort of help out on the way out. I said it quietly.
Gabe has cut the light out.
Theory. Austin. I just want to make sure. Austin Theory. There's not like another Theory that's floating out in the indies that I'm not aware of.
There was no
Austin
young guy
Theory.
that came to mind. How about Solo Sikoa? How we know that? Solo?
No. Well, he had a chance to do. He had a chance to do that at the Garden, and he won that matchup. Did he not?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
going out on your back is such an old school wrestling thing that even Taker didn't do it. Like, Taker's the oldest of old school, and he went out on top in the cinematic match he had with AJ Styles. Like, I just don't know if that's a part of wrestling in 2023, because these guys that come back as these nostalgic acts, I mean, they end up going out on top. And, like Ric Flair's last match, Ric Flair went out on top. He wasn't doing the job for Jeff Jarrett.
Well, you want to know the truth. The reason why that Undertaker did not take the fall is because only one person wanted that heat, and that's Brock. Do you know that Edge was asked to break the streak of the Undertaker, and Edge said no? You guys know that? Like, Vince told Edge, is like, go out there and beat him, beat the streak. And Edge was like, I don't want that heat. Absolutely not. Like, no, I'm not beating that guy. And so the same thing with AJ. Could you imagine if AJ would have won that matchup? Like, nobody wants that smoke. Nobody.
Yeah.
It was just like, but Brock was like, F it, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll beat him in New Orleans. F him. Yeah, you want me to do it? I'll do it. But I mean, that's the thing, right? Nobody wanted that. And so, the Undertaker is a whole special, I think, kettle of fish there.
But I think with Edge, like, if we got like one of those like famous Edge rivalries, like him versus Cena, like you can dust Cena off for one match. Because the other thing, if we end up seeing him in AEW, then I want to see him and Christian together again. Like, I don't want to see him against Matt and Jeff Hardy, but like Edge and Christian versus the Bucks, like, sign me up for that one time. I'm in.
Hey, it's AEW. You're going to definitely see that match.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're seeing Edge and Christian versus the Hardys. Like, in order to get, just understand that if this is indeed happens, and I don't see Edge going to AEW. I see him being a Vince guy through and through.
Yeah.
But if that does happen, in order to get Young Bucks versus Edge and Christian, you're going to have to sit through Edge and Christian versus the Hardys.
And be sad and go, oh.
Yeah, I don't want to see the Hardys wrestle anymore. Like,
oh, that's a big statement. You don't want to see the Hardys wrestle anymore. Wow.
I've seen enough. Like, last time was a good way to protect Jeff, but his face paint was cool.
Yeah, man. So that's what, and I think I understand your point, bro. To like, oh, so what's the big deal with this match?
Right.
If this was in Birmingham, Alabama, it probably wouldn't be as impactful. Sure. But it's in Toronto. That's why it matters. And so that'd be a good way for Edge to go out. Hometown, lose against Sheamus. They never wrestled each other. There's your story. Goodbye.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
That's it. So, I totally respect him. So he didn't have to do this match. I mean, I just love him anyway. So,
do you think? By the way, Tater72 says he'd like to see Edge versus Gunther. I don't know. I was about to say I don't want to see Gunther versus anybody who's getting close to 50. It makes me a little nervous. I get a little concerned for the older people who are going to be participating with Gunther in that match. So I'm out on that. I'm out on Gunther versus a lot of people. Out on Gunther versus Edge. So you think tomorrow night is predictive? If he wins, we're going to see him again. If he loses, he may just ride off into the sunset?
That's what I think. I think the latter will happen. Sheamus is still vital in that group that he's in. What's Edge doing lately? Nothing.
No.
Nothing. He just shows up randomly.
Yeah, so that's fine. And I'm okay with that. If that's his last match, I'm fine with it as well.